This elite boss is a little bit different than what we're used to. So today we're playing the elite Bloonarius, but there's a huge catch. Can you guys see it? It's ABR. So the underlying rounds that we're gonna have, or the underlying bloons I guess that are gonna be coming out, are gonna be ABR bloons, which means it's gonna be a lot more difficult. And then on top of this, just in typical Ninja Kiwi fashion, we have like 5 towers banned. One of those is a very important tower, is the Alchemist with the buffs, and then all of these 3 on the sides are just Paragons, and then the Heli for I don't know why the Heli is banned. Maybe there's like some millipede Heli, some blowback bug or something that people are still abusing, something like that. But yeah, 5 towers gone, and yeah, let's see if we can do this thing. So this should be a little bit more of a challenge than usual, just because we're probably gonna need to spend a lot more money onto defending, because we need to be able to see camo bloons. There are gonna be lead bloons on the early round, so let's see how we can make this thing happen. Yes, so look at this, round 5, and we already have camo bloons. Now we have a choice to make. Do we buy a Zealy or do we buy the increased production? What would you guys do? I would buy the increased production and I would league these guys, because we still have some road spikes at the back, so I don't exactly care for these early rounds. But in a second, a Zealy is going to need to be bought, and also a Zealy has, like, she's a very interesting ABR hero, if you guys don't know, because she can see camo bloons by herself, so she doesn't need additional camo detection, and also she can pop lead bloons, which is gonna be really nice for round 10, because in ABR round 10 you get 2 lead bloons. Okay, so more camo bloons. We can still league, by the way, and I'm gonna greed out one more time. I'm gonna get the greater production, and I'm not sure if this is the correct choice, going for a 200 farm and then into a Zealy. So Zealy is gonna be the next thing you're gonna want to buy, but this Dark Monkey is gonna need to carry really hard on rounds 8, 9, and 10. And yeah, we get the money on round 9. Round 9 is gonna be a bunch of these regrow green bloons. So the normal round 9 is just normal green bloons, but these guys are regrow, so that's just the ABR thing. We might get the level 3 ability, and that might allow us to, maybe get with a little bit less lives lost. Let's just use it as soon as we get it, and I feel like, yeah, that was actually really good. We might even leak. Oh, never mind, we got all of them. That's really good. And the only thing on my mind is just making sure that the farming is going, because as you guys know, if you have a good farming early game, then the late game is not going to be a problem. The fact that we're playing on ABR really is not going to matter, past, I would say, round 80 or something like that, once we get the Paragons out, because they do way too much damage. They're not going to care, right? And you know what? Let me go like this. Let me buy these 5 farms. I want to have the village like this, and I hope that once I buy the bigger radius, at least a good portion of them are going to be in the range. So this one, oh, this one is not, this one is, and then this one on the side is. Okay, so this is very good. We have 4 out of 5 farms in the range. Let me get the discounts going first. So we're going to be buying a couple of marketplaces, and then we're going to go into the Bloon Trap. And round 29, and here is what we have so far. So we got the Bloon Trap. This is a 014 Bloon Trap, which is getting placed right here towards the left side, so that our other towers cannot attack. So the majority of the bloons are essentially going into the Bloon Trap, and about 5 of these marketplaces. Now we do have about $10,000. This is, by the way, the time in which my Ninja, the 204, is going to shine, because this is ABR, a bunch of camo bloons, so it's going to do really well. But the other thing that I want to be doing is I'm going to be going like this with the Blade Maelstrom. So this is how you typically deal with Bloonarius. And I know this tag setup requires us being proactive, as in we need to keep using the ability as soon as there is a ceramic wave, but I'm completely fine with that. Honestly, I don't even mind that. Now, while all of this is happening, I do want to keep farming. So here's what I want to do. I want to get the Minneapolis first. So let me just go like this. Let me create the Minneapolis, and let me just keep buying all these other farms, because the farming has to continue while all these things are happening. So about halfway there, we lost a little bit of lives with the mana shield, but generally I am just feeling really good about how we're doing with this thing. So we have been timing these abilities perfectly so far. We're leaking a little bit of these small Bloonarius spawns, but generally it's been completely fine. I went for this one, the top path on the top cross path onto the Blade Maelstrom, because it does the damage more. It does the damage faster essentially, so it's a little bit more safer in my opinion, if you just time it well versus these ceramic crushers. And it's only going to be 2 skulls left, so this thing is going to be done in no time. And this is going to be the last wave, so as soon as this wave of ceramics is done, I'm actually going to sell the tag, just because I want to be putting this money as fast as possible into more farms. So go like this. Let me try to have this farm towards the left side as much as possible, and I'm going to use this top row to buy even more farms. And that's going to be it, guys. This was the setup that defended. So yeah, it's Zealy plus this guy with the camo detection. I think, yeah, the Ninja helped out as well with dealing with these camo bloons. So that's going to be the tier 1. So as soon as this wave is done, I'm going to turn off all the start. I'm going to sell the Ninja, and then, oh, actually, am I even selling the Ninja at this point? Because we are going to need some more popping power, so we might just keep the setup up until round 60, actually. And guys, it's round 59. Look at the setup that we have. We got 7 BRFs. All of them are under the range of the Minneapolis, which basically means that they're getting the bonus camo cash generation. We still have the Bloon Trap, which by the way is gonna go kind of soonish. And here's how I want to defend. So the Boomerang is banned, and usually what I do for the tier 2 is I buy the Boomerang, I buy the Glaive Void, and I buy the mat. Now because the Boomerang is banned, I'm gonna go for an alternative tower, and this one is gonna be the Spirit of the Forest. So I'm just gonna buy the Spirit of the Forest like this, and I'm gonna buy the mat, and this should be enough to deal with all of these spawns. The Spirit of the Forest also has innate camo detection, so we're not exactly worried about camo balloons by buying it. And it's time for the Ninja to go, so let's sell the Ninja, let's buy the mat as soon as possible, and I feel like this is gonna be enough. I will give this guy a little bit of extra attack speed through the jungle jumps. I would have loved to give it an Alchemist as well, but we don't have it. And also something that I am not doing, but I should definitely be doing, is I should be overclocking my farms, but I just don't feel like I want to be doing that. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I feel like our farming is so good that we're still gonna make so much money even without overclocking them. Although once I buy the Banana Central, I will be overclocking that for sure. But for now, these BRFs, I'm just gonna use the mat, and after we're done with this tier, I'm just gonna sell the mat, and then we're gonna get the Banana Central, and we're gonna overclock that for sure. And I mean, look at what's happening. This is not even close, especially with the Spirit of the Forest. You know, as soon as these balloons just touch these vines, they just disappear. The mat is doing a lot of damage, extra attacks from the jungle jumps, and we're making a lot of money just because we got this good farming at the start of the game, and now this is just transferring into the mid game being so much easier. And all these bosses, you know, all these upcoming tiers are gonna be super easy as well. So let's sell this thing. Let's get the Banana Central. Let's get an overclock for it. Like I see a spawn right here behind, so let's just have the overclock like this off the map. And do we want to buy more overclocks? Probably not. I'm gonna get a tech bot so that this thing overclocks itself. And there we go, guys. We are onto this thing. I mean, we can probably sell the Bloon Trap at this point because it's not making that much money. The Spirit of the Forest is gonna defend by itself, and the only thing that we need to do is we need to keep making money. So I'm gonna see you guys in a second for the tier 3. Alright, and this is gonna be the tier 3 Elite Bloonarius incoming, and you guys already know what's up. So this is gonna be the Dark Paragon. I wanted to get the Boomer, but then I remembered the Boomerangs are banned, so we're gonna have to deal with the Apex Plasma Master. So let's buy this thing. I don't think I'm gonna be putting any money into this. What's the degree that we're gonna get? It's 35. 35 is really good. 35 should be able to erase this tier 3 boss, no problem. And yeah, there it is. This thing is going rather fast with the 35 degree Dark Paragon, and it is, you know, before it even passes the first bend, the boss is just gone. So that's gonna be the tier 3, pretty simple, and just as I predicted, you know, as soon as you kind of do well in the early rounds and you deal with the early rounds with these count balloons and whatnot, then the rest of the game is probably not going to be an issue, just because these Paragons can see all types of balloons and they don't really care what's the game mode that you're playing in, because they just do way too much damage. So in this boss event, definitely, you know, just dealing with the early rounds is going to be your priority, and then it's smooth sailing from there. So I'm going to see you guys in a second for the tier 4. Alright, so for the tier 4, I want to switch things up a little bit, and I'm actually going to sell the Dark Paragon, because these bouncy balls, they are a little bit annoying. You know, visually, they're really good, and they also help us, you know, deal with the tier 3 boss, but I want to get the Magus Perfectus. I want to get the Wizard Paragon, which is a Paragon that I have not bought in a very, very long time. So let's just buy this thing and let's give it like what? I don't want to give it too much cash. So let's go with $750,000. So it's going to be $1.5 million in total. So let's see what's the degree that we're going to get on this one. And I feel like this one should be able to melt the tier 4 no problem by itself. So in comes tier 4, and the Wizard Paragon is the only huge DPS that we actually have. We should have the Metamorphosis ability at least once during this tier 4 run, and look at how much cleaner that is. No Juggernaut balls bouncing everywhere, it's just the Bloonarius getting destroyed by the Wizard Paragon. Do we want to use this the other ability? I think we're gonna need a little bit more souls, so let's just get our mana back a little bit, then I'm gonna use the other ability. So let's just go like this. So the mana is full and it automatically activates, by the way, but we can use this one, and let's see how much damage it's gonna. It was a decent amount. It was a decent amount of damage. Not as much, you know, as the Goliath Bombardment ability or anything like that, but it was a decent amount of damage for sure. Okay, so now let's use the Metamorphosis ability we have. We don't have the full graveyard, so let me just go like this. Let me just wait for a second. Let's fill it up just for a tiny bit. So get it up to 100,000, and then once this thing is done, let's watch the Bloonarius HP. I used it, and I should probably have this thing to strong. And let's see. Oh my god, it's absolutely melting it. What? I didn't think this thing was that strong. I mean, it's kind of leaking DDs because we had it on strong, but this ability, oh my god, this Metamorphosis is so good. I did not know the Metamorphosis did that much damage. I mean, it's good. I guess for the price, I mean, it's supposed to be, because we just put like $1.5 million into this thing. We could have easily dealt with this thing, by the way, if we had something like the Ninja Paragon, which is gonna be like maybe 2/3 of the price or something like that. But yeah, this Metamorphosis absolutely owns. And you know why the cooldown is so long, by the way, because this thing just, once you use it, it evaporates everything, it seems like. But there goes tier 4 Bloonarius, a clean defense from the wizard, and yeah, it's only one tier left, so we're probably gonna go for the Goliath. Honestly, the Goliath is probably gonna win this thing by itself. We're making so much money, so you know, why not? It's gonna be a high degree in the Goliath anyways. So I'm gonna see you guys in a second for the tier 5. And there it is, the tier 5 incoming. So I bought all these ace platforms. We have $4 million in total, which we did very well with the farming, guys. We did super well with the farming. Keep in mind, we didn't even overclock the BRS, so maybe I don't think that we would have had like 8 million or anything like that, but it would have been a nice bump if we had, you know, went full efficiency mode. But this is gonna be the max amount of money that you can put into the ace paragon, so that's gonna be a degree, you guessed it, 69. And yeah, let's have the bombardment ability go like this, and then we have 300,000 left over, so why not get a little bit of damage amplification through this thing, and then maybe we get this thing as well. I'm not going to be buying the glue storm because it's really annoying, you know, all these projectiles on screen, but here it is, the tier 5, 40 million HP, and let me set this guy to wing monkey, by the way. And what do we want to do? I mean, let's fill up the mana on this thing, and let's have the wizard on strong, and once the mana fills up, I want to use the metamorphosis ability again and kind of see how much damage this thing is doing. So let's, by the way, use the bombardment ability first. So this thing, I know for a fact that this thing is going to take away, yep, a huge chunk of the HP. Now let's use the metamorphosis. And can you see the metamorphosis? I mean, I may be a little bit, I don't know, because it's way too much HP that this thing has, right? Because it's the same wizard that we had before for the tier 4. It's a degree 39. It's quote unquote only 39. It's not only, it's really strong because it's the wizard paragon, but still. Let's do one more ace ability. 3 more skulls left. That's gonna be, well, that's gonna be close to 2 skulls left once to use the ability. And yeah, this is it, guys. This is all that you needed to do. So this ABR mode, it was a really interesting one, but I feel like they gave us a Zealy, and the Zealy was really helpful in the early game. And you know, we did kind of come close to, I don't want to say losing because I was kind of paying attention to the lives at all times, but yeah, we went down to 6 lives. The 6 lives was a little bit, you know, playing on the edge for sure, which I don't think that you don't even need to do that, by the way, because once you know survive the early game, it's gonna be fine until the rest of the game. But that was an ABR Bloonarius, and it was really interesting, and it was a really fun switch up. And now, you know, what I'm thinking is maybe it would have been fun if we're playing ABR, then maybe the spawns from Bloonarius change as well, so you get some ABR spawns, something like that. Now, that would be really cool. But let's check out the pumps. So the wizard at 24 million actually almost, and then the Goliath at 45. We just bought this thing. Come on, guys, this thing got 45 million pops in 3 rounds. But yeah, that's gonna be for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm gonna see you all in the next one.